Good evening, everyone. As you can see from the title, I'm flying solo tonight. So, how are you, Amjad? Hope you're well.
So, your wrist?
Oh, my
Knee?
Bruce.
All right.
So, yeah. So, strawberry shortcake cookies and Linzer Tart bars. Both very simple, both very few ingredients. So, yeah, should be able to get them done in no time. So, ooh, I'm just done a TikTok.
Oh.
So there you go. I think that's about it. I don't think there's anything to report at all. Hi, Tommy. How are you? So yeah, I'm flying solo. You know, just that's the thing. I want them that butter and them strawberries at it. Now it does say on the recipe for the cookies, obviously, chop your strawberries and you've got to add 2 tablespoons of flour, a tablespoon and a half of sugar, and a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons anyway, lemon juice. So basically, I did on this afternoon when I was weighing everything out, because you've got to, like, you know, mix them together. And the butter as well has got to be cold. So that's why I'm just asking Chris to get me out at fridge, because I did them this afternoon. I put the butter and the strawberries straight back in the fridge.
Is it just butter and strawberries you want?
Yes, that's all there is. So I did that ahead of time. Hey?
It's nice to see the fridge overflowing.
So yeah. Hi Stuart, how are you?
Has he recovered? Alright, Stuart, lad. There you go.
So no, I've turned other camera on, because this is my strawberries that I did this afternoon. I don't know what aim of that were, and that is chopped 144 grams of chopped strawberries. It did take 2 attempts filming the video, Chris, but managed to get it done in the end. Hi Karen. So yeah, so that's strawberries, 2 tablespoons of plain flour, a tablespoon and a half of sugar, and I think it were anyway, I think it were a teaspoon of 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, sorry. So that's that what I did this afternoon. So so Chris has just got me that and my butter, because it's got to be cubed. And Tracy's not baking with me tonight, Karen, so yeah. 10.
That's better. I'll have to refresh my chat.
So this is 250 grams of all-purpose flour, and 200 grams of caster sugar. Right, I'm mixing all this together. Do you like my new plastic bowl? The plastic set of 6 off at Amazon. because ours is slowly dwindling because somebody keeps breaking them.
Yeah, biscuit.
So I bought the similar, but the plastic. This is 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Hi, Crypto.
Oh.
How are you? So I had to.
Hello, Tim. Shortly.
And this is quarter of a teaspoon of bicarb.
Yeah, look, see.
Hi, Tim. How are you? I'm just going to mix this together, but I am going to transfer it once I've mixed it together into a bigger bowl. It's wonder you can't hear Biscuit snoring his head off.
Not me this time. I've already had my granddad and that. We'll wait for an hour. 2 hours later.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just going to whisk this all together. So now I'm just going to put my gloves on because I need to rub the butter in. Hygiene first. So it's until it's a fine, even, grainy texture. So this is, it's a 6 tablespoons, but I converted it into grams, and that's 84 grams. So that's the butter. Strawberries, yeah. So I'm just gonna see, that's why I've asked Chris just to get it. He's only just got me the butter out because it's got to be cold. Sorry about this. Oh, you're having pizza. She's got pineapple.
Pineapple pizza. Nothing wrong with that, Crypto.
I'm still a bit tender from the incident that happened on Thursday. The bruises sort of just starting to fade now. But it's in such an awkward place. It's when you sit down, like you know, like this earlier on, because it's still a bit tender, but starting to fade. I told you we had a nice one at weekend. Pizza. What were it again? Goodfellas.
Summer. Nice, whatever it was.
Yeah, it were a meat feast.
I think one of them would have been there up, not two.
And it were like got meatballs on it.
Meat feast, yeah, meat.
Something. No, were it classic takeaway or something?
Oh, I don't know.
I forget what it were called now, but I know it were a meat feast, and it were
got
like.
Time we get one, we'll have like one pizza with a few chips on the side, because two.
Yeah.
Pizzas.
Nobody ate it, did they? Well, except for Callum. Yes, of course you can, Tim.
50 quid deposit!
At least you asked him, you know, with his...
Put your channel link in, Tim, and I'll subscribe to you. I don't think I'm subscribed yet.
Sure I sent it, yeah. There you go. Who can deliver? But yeah, it were a meat feast.
Hey!
It was hi Johnny. It will look like meatballs sliced up, pepperoni. What else were it, baby?
Huh?
What else were on it? Some other meat, I forget what it were now.
I don't know, but it was nice.
It were nice. it were a bit on to, you know, tangy side, but it were nice. You know it's Johnny, Crypto. Yeah, if you look, Johnny, Tim's just put link to his new channel in. He's got a fun fair one. It's separate to his no, I think that's right. So the next thing is don't worry, Crypto. Don't worry about it. This is 100 grams of non-fat Greek yogurt. So this goes in there as well.
Ooh. Well, one.
Cramping me hand.
That's your mouse.
Yeah. Cramping me hand. Teaspoon of vanilla extract. So I'm just going to stir this into, mix this into the mixture. She says, yeah, I know it's Johnny 5. Well, there ain't no more Johnny 5, it's just Johnny. So is the strawberry mixture. So don't forget I said earlier on it's 144 grams of strawberries, 2 tablespoons of flour, a tablespoon and a half of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. Hi, Bria.
Hello, Bria.
I'll tell you what it looks like to me. It looks like a milkshake, but I know it ain't, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to mix this in, and then the last bit is yeah, the zest of 1 lemon. Tell you something, I hope it tastes as good as where it smells and looks. The last thing we do is the zest of 1 lemon. And just fold this through, and then we'll start putting them out on the cookie sheets. honest to God, Crypto, they smell absolutely gorgeous. You know, with these strawberries, like the strawberry mixture, and then the lemon juice. Smell absolutely gorgeous, and it's not just me blowing my own trumpet, you know, it's the smell is out of this world. I mean, you know me, if I think something looks crap or tastes crap, I'll say it tastes crap. Oh, pardon me. Now I've got 3 sheets here, greased. So I'm not faffing about, you know, taking them off. It says, line a baking sheet with parchment and spoon on 2 tablespoons of dough at a time, about 1 inch apart. Yeah, tell you, I wish sometimes crypto it had got smell-o-vision, because it, oh, you know what I mean? It. And it says that, and does it say it makes? Sniff the USB ports. 10. Well, obviously their cookers is a bit smaller than mine then, because, yeah, quite more than 10. Well, same as I say, I greased 3 just to be on the safe side. The mixture does seem a little bit on the wet side, but hey ho, I'll just do 6 on a tray for if you want to do that. I've only done 6 at a time. Lemon zest and strawberry. Hi Tracy. But tell you, I just said, Tracy, I says I wished you could smell it's lemon and strawberry, and it smells absolutely divine. Baby, will you put me that first tray in, please?
I'll take it over.
Yes. Now, want you to go out there and put it in the middle of the road.
Oh, I'll do that for you.
Do you want to tint?
No need for sarcasm.
What do you mean there's no need for sarcasm? Well, where do you think you're going to pour them?
I'll say, are you ready? I'll say, ready?
Sort of, Tommy. Well, it says it makes 10.
Are we ready?
No. Oh. Okay. Oh. That tastes nice. That's right. I got. Hang on. It says 17 to 20 minutes. So you want me to do 17, do you?
Yeah.
I'll get expert in there. Right, I'm ready. Mr. Expert.
Okay.
So that's 12 already. Oh, crap. Now this baking sheet, I run out of baking paper, but I got some in the cupboard where it was... Hi, Jennifer.
Hello. Jennifer.
But yeah. I mean, yeah, they might not come out. I probably could have done with using a bigger scoop actually, but I'm not plovering about with. Hi, Richard.
Oh, no, Richard.
It said it does 10. That's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 17 it's half done. So obviously they must have used a bigger... never mind, eh? I'm sure somebody will... there you go. I'll put that there for you so you're not... oh dear. Uh-oh. Hey, you never guess what, Jennifer? I had a mishap other day. You want to see bruises here? I'll show them you on my phone. So yeah, I had a bit of a mishap. Look at that. That's top of my leg, that is. Hi Barry, how are you?
Oh, no, Barry, lad.
That's top of my leg. You know, like at side of your leg at top. So that's yeah. They're just starting to fade now. It just makes it a bit uncomfortable, let's just say, at the moment. So I was sat here earlier on and I was going, oh. Chris says, what's up with you? I says, it's that bruise on the side of my leg. Makes it very uncomfortable when you're sitting anywhere. And my knees, talk about my knees. Does anybody want to set a dysfunctional knees, you know, only one owner? It has. It's been very, very sore. Hi, Raphael. How are you?
Oh,
Been very, very sore. Well, hey, there you go. Whiskey's water of life. And, you know, there you go. So that's the cookies done and out of the way. Are you looking forward to Thursday, Barry? And I won't be baking next Tuesday. It'll either be Monday or Wednesday. So there you go.
My thumb and pad look like smoked sausages.
Oh yes. Yeah. No. I think he might be going to Lane, but I don't think he's going all the way to Bristol. Bit too far. So that's the glaze for that. Now this one has got raspberry jam in it. But yeah, he's not going to the yeah, not going all the way down to Bristol, but he'll probably be down at Lane. Right. So this first thing is you've just basically got to stir together all the ingredients except the preserves, which basically means the jam. So it's like you have to do half and half. Of course. Says, does he think they'll win? Well, I mean, last time, did you win them at Bramwell Lane?
Well,
did you win Bristol City at Lane?
I think we did.
Yeah, I don't know. Been to bed since then. So what am I doing? I don't know. What are you doing? Did you say?
Right. Tournament football and anything.
Yeah. And that's what is said. Anything can happen in playoffs. 250 grams of plain flour. Baby. Oh.
I'll load them up for you.
Yeah, I want to say because I've got a disability. Yeah. I've seen it on thing that, you know, a lot of people are saying they're just thankful that they're there. No away. What?
Huh?
Did they win them away? I would say I don't know whether they won them.
I think we beat them down there. I think we did double over. I'm sure we did.
Right, this is 100 grams of sugar.
We're get lovely.
We weren't going to have no football talk.
I didn't bring it up this time.
What's that in there? Icing sugar. Oh, I know what that's for. That's for. I'm going do lally dip. So this is 113 grams of butter. Sorry, Jeanette. What? Eye snapping lens. Oh yeah. I made on Saturday I made some rules, Barry. You know, 1, no football talk. 2, no politics. All right. Yeah, I mean, I think you came in, but you didn't stay very long. Right. Back to baking. But yeah. I mean, I don't mind chatting about, well, I do, but afterwards, but not while I'm baking. But 1 egg. It does say just chuck everything in, so that's what I'm doing. That's that. And 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So that's that. Stir together all the ingredients except preserves and almond extract. Put almond extract in with the jam. I know what I can use instead of using that little. I've got a big one. Rather than using a well, that's no Barry. Johnny come up on panel on Saturday night, and within about 10 minutes it broke 2 at rules. Oh dear. Never mind, eh? Just finished editing, think it turned out alright. Chris has done a video today that he thinks Richard will enjoy. And it's, yeah, drone following a train. Well, we laughed about it, but yeah, within about 10 minutes, Johnny had broken 2 rules, and that were football. And what other one? Oh, no moaning and groaning. That's right. Never mind, eh? Hi, partners. How are you? See, this is the thing. I didn't really want to use a mixer tonight. Just going to put my gloves on again, because what with that mixture you've got to put half in the tin and save half for the topping. So when the last cookies has come out, the base needs to be cooked for 20 minutes. And then you put your jam on it, and then sprinkle the rest of it on top. So we've got to press this into the pan. So basically we just want half of it. No politics, no football, and no moaning and groaning. Hi Austin, how are you? Yeah, there were just them 3 rules. We want it to oh, you've got their car and they've got yours, have they? Hi Jason, how are you? Yeah, still a bit sore from the shenanigans of last week. But yeah, apart from that, I'm all right. You know, that's first lot of them cookies, baby. I'll turn that off a bit. Just need a bit more of this, I think. Ah. Oh, you're just running around in it to make sure it's running all right. Hi Kevin, how are you? I'm trying to get it level so it's it cuts evenly when you cut it. So time consuming, but I think it's time for another beer. I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. And it's back and put them in there. So there you go. So just got to wait for Mr. P. I think he's in the little boy's room. Them cookies will be burning.
Yeah.
Eh?
How's it burning?
No, I said they'll be burning. Went off ages ago.
Huh?
The thing went off ages ago. We can have a cookie for dessert, Crypto. But yes, exactly, partners. Pineapple, Kevin. Pardon me. She's got pineapple on pizza.
Definitely done.
That second lot's there, baby. Oops.
It's a daisy.
Oops.
We're ready.
Yeah.
In.
I think they're a bit well done. Never mind.
I feel it felt a bit soft though.
There you go. Very, very brown. Yeah. Well, they'll harden up.
Oops.
They're burnt underneath.
Oops.
Probably don't want 17 minutes.
So 15. Try 10 and take it from there. I do 10.
No, I do
No space like
14. Because that... See you later, Amjad.
No, I'm good.
I mean, to you, they probably don't look burnt, but they are a bit on the well done side.
Still a taste right.
That's probably with it. I don't know where that fan is. So yeah, put it down to, did we say 14? I don't know, something like that. Put it down slightly. So yeah, that was 17 plus the, the time Chris was in toilet. So we've put it down a little bit. But it does say they might feel soft, but obviously with cookies, as they harden up, as they cool down, they harden up. Well, when you've done that, will you get me the milk?
Yeah. Just want the whole bottle.
No, it says 2 tablespoons.
Oh, right. Okay.
So now we're only for, well, it's something that we all do, Kevin. Oh dear. So yeah, they'll cool down. I'll make the glaze in a minute when Mr. P's had his cigarette in. Just finish my coffee off. What's cold? Or I've had for nearly an hour. It's not cold, but it's very tepid. I won't know. I won't know, partners, because I would, don't watch it. And a fork while you're there, please. It says we're fork, but I'll use me. Well, got a bugle and full-size trumpet. No, none making trumps like I. Biscuit wins hands down, Johnny. When it comes to farting. Phew. Put it this way, Biscuit could clear an empty room. Pardon me. So yeah, that's the powdered, well, icing sugar in other words. So that is 120 grams of icing sugar. Now Chris is going to get me some milk to get me a fork as well. Don't forget when that last lot's in, the thing what's turning down. Oh, yeah, 2 tablespoons of milk. And this is 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. And that's all it is. But yeah, I don't know what day I'll be baking next week. Not sure. You said next week they were playing.
Eh?
You said next Tuesday.
But not on Tuesday, I don't think.
Monday.
Monday, weren't it?
Well, I don't know.
Monday and Thursday.
Let's have a look. Sometime one day next week, anyway. Fork.
Oh.
So that's the two tablespoons of milk. Thank you. Oh. Oh. See, I put everything try to put everything within reach. Might need a spot, I say. Might need another spot of milk.
Bit more milk?
Yeah. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be drizzleable.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Oh dear. Mmm. Yeah. Put it in, Tim. He put it in before, but obviously he must have missed it.
Why's it gone off?
Oh.
Oh, farewell with Tim.
That's the one.
Subbed.
Yeah.
There you
Chris
go.
has just subbed Tim.
Should have 13 there.
Oh, I'm looking for some. That's a bit better. It was just like a big lump before.
Alright.
Yeah. Obviously needed a bit more I got some new bowls off Amazon. Plastic. Because a certain somebody kept 14. Bree says it's 14. So yeah, if you haven't already, check that channel out. It's Tim's new Fun Fair channel. So yeah, so that's the so you've got 14 now, Tim. So basically, that Tim's new channel is life traveling with a fun fair. Oh, so just Tony Blair. I know all of them. George Clooney is the only one that's remotely interesting. Oh, he's going up now. He's got 16. He's just shaking his umbrella for now. This milk you can take away if you want. There's just one lot of thing, and that's got going for 20 minutes. And then again for 25 minutes after jam and everything's put on it. But the thing is, Crypto, no, it's like the baking. Nobody sees. It took me about an hour and a half to weigh my stuff out this afternoon because I'd got to do the strawberries, chop them up, do the flour and whatever. But all in all, it took about an hour and a half to weigh everything out. And then you've got your tools to sort out, you know what I mean? Your bowls, etc., etc., etc. Nobody really sees that part of doing the baking. You know what I mean? They don't just magically appear. I have to weigh each ingredient out, and it took me about an hour and a half this afternoon. And that's to get everything prepared. you know. See here, it says prep time 15 minutes. 15 minutes, my arse. Yeah. To weigh everything out for both things, it took me about an hour and a half. But with these strawberries, you know, chopping them and putting, you know, this 2 tablespoons of flour and blah, blah, blah. It's something that you can do ahead of time. So long as you explain to people, well, you chop your strawberries and, you know, everything's down in recipe anyway. You know, you just chuck 2 tablespoons of flour on your strawberries, a tablespoon and a half of sugar, lemon juice, and that's it. You just mix it all together, and I put it in that tub and put them back in the fridge, because it said you've got to, it says place it in the refrigerator and set aside. So I thought, well, that's something I can do ahead of time. Baby.
Yeah.
But it's like with everything, when you're doing things, you've got to prep for it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, a lot of people, I mean, I keep saying to Chris, well, I'll let you do a video, and you'll have to video me, you know, everything that's involved. Well, this is the thing. In the carton, it said 227 grams. Now it says on the recipe 144. So, but there were about, about 6 or 7 massive, yeah, they better, strawberries. So I thought to myself, oh crap.
What to say? Turn it down to 4.
Yeah, for that pastry, they better. They're not as brown, if you know what I mean. It does say, started, yeah. So that's the last of the cookies going in. But this is the thing. I mean, when you look at them in the carton, and there's only about 7 or 8, but they were massive strawberries, and you're thinking, yeah, right. Poof. Yeah. You know, the thing is, Tommy, you know, if you want to do it, you do it yourself. So, yeah. But, yeah, they were massive strawberries. So I like cut them in half again. This is the thing, Tommy, and I always say, credit where credit's due. Without Chris's assistance on the baking lives, there would be no baking lives. I'll be honest with you. Without Chris's assistance, there would not be no baking lives. I couldn't do it without him. But I don't think he heard it. I said be coming in, getting it large, if you know what I mean. Did you hear that?
Well, some of it, but not all of it.
I said without your assistance, I couldn't do the baking live.
No.
So.
Still good on strike.
Can you imagine me trying to Can you imagine me asking Callum? You don't know where his right side from his left. Well, he does, but you know what I mean. Now, when the baking's done, I want to ask you people a question. It's basically asking for advice on what you'd do in the same situation. Never heard on him. But yeah, I mean, I've kept quiet about it now. There is certain people that know about it, and but it's not out in the general public. But you know, it's a bit of a situation, that's all, and it's to do with Callum actually, but. But I want your advice on, if you were in the same situation, what would you do? Now, I don't think I'd be sat here if we won lottery, Tommy. I'd be long on me. You won't see us for dust. But no, it's a bit of a, it's delicate, let's put it that way. Not delicate as in ouch delicate, but the old what's it is a bit delicate situation, let's just say. I mean, I have spoke to you know what I always say, Tommy, and this is the God's honest truth. I'd look after them that's looked after me, if you know what I mean. Them that have been by my side no matter what, you know what I mean, come rain or shine. You know, I'd make sure that the people that have stuck by me would be rewarded. But yeah, Chris's ideal thing, Tommy, is a bungalow or a cottage, no stairs, in the middle of nowhere. You know, no neighbours or anything. So that's Chris's ideal. I mean, yeah, my ideal as well, because you know, you could let cats out and know that they're going to be safe. Biscuit could roam freely, you know what I mean. But yeah, you know, I've always said this, and you can go back on several of my live streams, and I've always said that them that's looked after me, I would make sure that I looked after them. And Chris is of the same opinion. But you could come and visit, Tommy, if that's any consolation.
I have 20 quid to get in, though.
I said, surely you'd bring your friends. I says, yeah, you could come and visit. No, I'll wait till I've done baking, Tommy, and then I'll address the situation, right? You know, we ain't got long to go. I don't want to do it while we're baking. So, yeah, I'll address it afterwards. But it's been ongoing for quite a while now. And it's sort of ramped up a little bit. So, yeah. And it's one of these where, what would you do if you were in the same situation?
What's this way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pass your cup back. Do you want a drink?
Yes, please. You know, I've kept quiet about it for a long time. But yeah, you know, why should I keep quiet about it? And I just want valued opinions. You know what I mean? And I'm being serious now. I need valued opinions. What would you do in the same situation? At least Richard won't be there then. He's one of my closest friends, Tommy. Hi, Tracy. Welcome back. We're just having a bit of a chinwag while last cookies is in. And then Chris has got to turn the oven down to bake the bottom part of the bars. And as soon as they come out of the oven, you put your jam on top and then sprinkle your thing and you put it back in the oven and to cook a bit longer. But yeah, I'm not talking about it, you know, sort of while I'm baking. I know I'm not baking now, but you know what I mean? I just want people's opinion, you know. If you were in the same situation, what would you do? So yeah, that's sort of it in a nutshell. You know, the situation has been ongoing for quite a while, but it's Tuesday, isn't it, Tommy? It's pizza night. Probably sat outside. Domino was eating his pizza. It always comes in that little bit later. At the bottom it does say makes 20 to 24 cookies. What? Yeah, at the top it says servings 10. Are you having roof ceiling problems again, Crypto? In fact, I'm going to leave them on there because I've used all my if I could put some, like, you know, foil, not foil, baking paper underneath, I would, but I've run out. So when that last lot come out, that won't go in. I think
one's going in, does it?
Yeah. It says 20 minutes.
Oh.
So yeah. Oh. So yeah, that's the jam. That's raspberry jam. I did think about using strawberry, but I thought, no, for a change, I think we'll have what it says on the thing, and that's 510 grams of jam. And I don't know, it says a teaspoon of almond essence, so I'm thinking it's a bit like a Bakewell tart. But yeah, I'm ahead of myself tonight. Oh, pardon me. I think by about 11:15 it'll all be wrapped up, because I've made glaze for this. So that's that. That goes when that's baked. The jam goes on top of the baked base. And just sprinkle it on top and chuck it back in the oven. The only problem, I don't know what I'll press there. The only problem being crypto is nowadays a private landlord wants a massive deposit. Because see, Chris were on about it earlier, right? And he said he'd like to move back to Great Yarmouth. Now, trying to get a council house in Great Yarmouth is like rocking all shit. So he says the only way we could do it is to rent privately. But there again, they want like a month's rent in advance plus the deposit as well. So we're talking above £1,000 before you've even started. At least £1,000. You know what I mean? And that's where the private landlord has got you by the short and curlies. And basically, you know what I mean? They're trying to stop these no-fault evictions. We we're in housing association, so it don't really necessarily, but private landlords can say at any one time, right, that's it, I'm selling it. You've got to find somewhere else to live. You know what I mean? And they've got you back short and they've got you back short and curlies, because if you want that bad enough, there's somebody behind you that'll pay that kind of money. You know what I mean? There's a long queue of people wanting to rent, and it's extortionate the amounts that the private landlord charges. Baby, they were taking out the oven. I'm taking out the oven.
Are they ready?
Yeah. He turned it down. Yeah. Or he turned it down, yeah.
Put it back, biscuit.
Now that what's going in for 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Well, I always say, crypto, if you want a place to stay, if it's just yourself, I've got a spare room. It's only got a single bed in it, but it's,
This is my tray. Oh, God. Well, that one is. Massive.
They've spread a bit more. They have.
Nice. Right, this one's going in for 20 minutes, isn't it?
That one's going in for 20 minutes.
Right. We're ready. Ready?
Yeah. See what I mean? This last lot, because they've been stored, they've spread a little bit more. So yeah, they've sort of spread. I'm leaving them on trays because I ain't got no greaseproof paper to put underneath when I ice them.
Okay.
But yeah, this is the thing as well, Bria. If you've got a landlord that don't want to do no, then it's a situation. They're not going to do anything.
They've got to do something if he wants to sell it, though, haven't they? The new tenants, the new owners aren't going to want to do it.
And I say to any of my friends, if you're in need of somewhere to stay, you know what I mean? There's always a room available upstairs, even if it's only a temporary situation. A friend in need is a friend indeed. You know what I mean? I've said this to, many times to people. If you're pushed, There's always, yeah, it's a single bed. It's the small box room, but it's somewhere that you can lay your head. You know, you've got, you know, you can come and go as much as you please. You know what I mean? But the offer's there to anybody that wants it. Let's put these to one side.
Go, buddy.
Yeah, some of them couldn't give a shit. As long as they're getting that brie, they're not bothered. Right. So briefly, I'll go into it now because that's got to be in 20 minutes. A few months ago, there was a lad in that's it. Right. So listen carefully. Callum's been going into college 2 days a week, Tuesdays, Fridays. So, pardon me. There was this lad, and his name's Ibrahim, and there was this girl. So this Ibrahim essentially introduced Callum and this girl. Now this all kicked off because Callum was messaging this girl only as friends, nothing else.
He introduced them to.
He introduced them.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, because Callum and this girl were texting each other or messaging each other as friends, and I mean that, you know, in the context it is. So then this Ibrahim took offence that Callum was talking to this girl. Now, the way he was talking to Callum, he was talking like she was his property. And they were threatening him. So, Callum reported it. They didn't do anything about it. Oh, I don't think it'll happen, you know, blah, blah, blah. And this is about the time when that lad got stabbed in Sheffield, right? So, you know, it were threatening Callum, telling him to watch himself and all this, that and other. Essentially, it were threatening him. And he says, I want to see them messages on your phone. So, Callum stopped his maths because he didn't feel safe. Now, the teacher then wanted to know why he was stopping. So, anyway, he told this head of wherever, this I don't know, Ed teacher, I don't know, whatever he is. Oh, it'll all blow over, blah, blah, blah. And Callum says, he's threatening me. So basically, it's been brushed under the carpet. So he says to us, he says, well, what do you think I ought to do? So I says, it's entirely up to you. And he says, look, he says, I don't feel safe. He says, I'm going to stop, because he was in the same class as Callum, right? He says, I don't feel safe. I'm going to stop doing maths. So, yeah, that were about a month ago. Anyway, comes last week, and he went into his English on Friday, and this lad were waiting for him outside his classroom. Actually, physically waiting for Callum outside the classroom. And basically, he didn't say anything. He just barged past him. So Callum went back to the this head, or whatever his name is, and it were, I think it were Easter Bank holiday. I'm not sure. So when he was saying, oh, I've took time out on my bank holiday to reply to you, because he'd sent him, flung him another email off to tell him what had gone off. Anyway, we've had a word with him. But then this incident happened where he barged past him. So Chris and Callum both went into the college last week, right? And Chris says, there was many a time I had to bite my tongue. He says, swift and quick responses, my arse.
Still not responded. Yeah, bank
So,
holiday,
and Callum says to him, he says, can you give me somebody that's higher up? Right? And so he gave him this email. Callum told him everything that had gone off, you know, right from beginning to other way where he'd barged past him. Like, it were like shoulder butting him, right? And Chris says, he says, I'm not kidding you. He says, he weren't bothered. So Callum has actually, and he's done it, were it today? He's actually made a complaint about the college itself, plus this guy that's Ed, saying basically, I've had to quit college because of this Abraham threatening him. And when Callum had put, he didn't feel safe, and this was about the time that lad got stabbed in Sheffield. Oh, you know, the blah, blah, blah. This, you know, that's not going to happen and all this, that and other. He don't know that. It happened at a Catholic school, so why wouldn't it happen in a college? So anyway, he's he's made an official complaint, and he's outlined everything that's gone off. So yeah, so that's the situation at the moment. If you was in the same situation, what would your next step be? They have took it seriously, because as soon as they received this complaint, the message, you know, they emailed him back. But I did say the only other, and this is another thing as well, right? It don't stop there. They're basically stalking him on social media. Not him directly, but he's getting people to stalk him, you know, on his social media.
If it carries on, I can see coppers getting involved.
Well, that's basically what we're talking about now. You know, what would the next step be? Call police and get a restraining order, and you know, how can you stop them like stalking him on social media? And it's very, very upsetting for our Callum, because he's a nerve, you know, he does suffer from severe anxiety. I don't want him to go back to that place that he was 5 years ago. And it's getting as though he's getting very anxious about it and not knowing what to do. Yeah, it is. And that's basically what he put in the complaint, Bria, that he was being bullied, you know, verbally, physically. And this his name's Chris. And I don't know if it's edit college or edit department or what it is. Oh, he's saying, oh, well, we can't do anything about it because it happened off of college grounds. And Chris says, no, it didn't. He says, this was last Friday. He says, and he was waiting outside his class, and he physically assaulted him. It's classed as assault, even though he just like shoulder barged him. It's classed as assault. And it was on college grounds. And something about it. He says to Callum, he says, where did it happen? And he says, oh, other side at lift, he says, is that's out of college. Right? So you know what Chris did? He lit a fag up. And the security guard come running out. You can't smoke in here. He says, well, apparently, according to him, he says it's not school, it's not college grant.
In that case, it's public access.
Yeah. So yeah, Chris says I'm having a fag. So he stood there in thing having a fag because this teacher had said, well, after this point, it's it's outside grounds. But yeah, when this security guard come over and he said, you can't smoke there, he says, well, according to that teacher, he says, this is not on school property or college property.
Oh, crap.
But yeah, that is my sentiments exactly. They're trying anything. You see, same as I've said.
If it were other
Callum's not done anything wrong.
No.
And he's had to quit college altogether through no fault of his own because he doesn't feel safe. But and it's very stressful for Callum because he feels like nobody's doing anything about it. And basically what Bria said, they're sweeping it under the carpet. And why should that lad still be in college and our Callum's had to quit? That I don't know, Tim, but yeah, he must have some friends in that class what Callum's in. I don't know. Now, this is a thing, and I don't want to come across as racist or anything, but there's only Callum and this other woman that are white. So, I'm not casting aspersions or anything, but there's only Callum and this other woman, and she's only recently joined. Callum was the only white person in maths and in his English classes.
I think all the way around, I'm sure there'd be something done about it.
Yeah, because they play they play racial card if it were other way around. But yeah. But that's it, you know what I mean? You see, same as Chris says, if we were to get in touch with police and, all this bullying and, him barging past him or barging into him has been on college campus, they'll say, well, that's for college to sort out. And that I'd say, well, look, because this is no word of a lie, all right? When Chris and Callum went in last Friday, Chris says, it's a good job you didn't come with us. So I says, why? He says, well, you probably, lost your cool. I says, too right. I says, I told him what to fucking do is then. But you see, this is the thing, Crypto. It was in a college just down the road from us, which is 10 minutes away. Now, then they've moved him, and this is supposedly...
Oh, they moved the whole class.
Yeah, this is supposedly for people with special needs. So he's moved from the one down here because he used to walk it there and walk it back. No problems. He loved it. No problems at all. So now and all these problems have arose since they've moved to this Pennine View. But yeah, it's not actually himself, Bria, that's stalking. He's getting other people to do it.
Oh. And that Chris says our cow statement's finished. And
yeah. Yeah. Because Chris made some reference to his statement, and it's EH something or other now. And he says, oh, that's finished. I went, hang on a minute. I says, that's with him, right, even to getting a job.
Yeah.
They don't finish.
He says, how old are you, Carol? 22. He says, oh, they finish up to 25. Well, we've got a list of people that's on our list that tells us who has what, and Callum's
because he's not been getting a TA jack shit. And that were another thing that Chris brought up.
So we need to find out for definite if it's finished or not.
Which it hasn't.
From Senko or whatever it is at college.
Well, they wouldn't.
If they haven't finished, that's something else we can get them done with. You know what I mean?
But this is the thing. They get paid for the special needs pupils, and they're doing naff all with it. But yeah, so and I says to Chris, it's a good job I didn't go here. I says I'd have had quite a bit to say about it.
Oh, you're not kidding.
I'd have get it in both barrels, me. And both Chris and Callum says, well, both had to bite his tongues, in.
When he said, when Callum said, told him about him saying, this lad saying to Callum, watch it. That head teacher says, well, I can't recall you saying that, and Callum, he says, I did tell you.
Yeah, they were basically calling Callum a liar.
Yeah, I did tell you, so I can't recall. No, because I put you that sharp at you. Dick. Excuse my language.
But yeah, I think if this complaint doesn't go anywhere, then the next step is go to the police, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the next step, is go to the police. Yeah, it might put a boot up their arse. If that's what you were going to say, Bria. But yeah, Callum's got everything documented, partners, the emails, everything. Well, the college is supposed to be sorting it, but they're not. Nothing. So, but this is the thing, he did the right thing, Callum did, in going to this Chris, which is like, I don't know whether he's head at college or head of that department or whatever. And basically, he's done nothing about it. And it's been going on for months. There was that stabbing in Sheffield. And Callum says, same as I said, when that lad barged past him, you don't know, he could have had a knife in his hand. Because he has told him to watch it. So, it's... it's one of these things where, what do I do? Right, I'm going to... That's near enough done. I'm going to put this thing in a... Everything. The verbal, physical.
Ready? 20 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, you see, this is what I said to our Callum, because he said, I'm now being stalked on all my social medias. And he says, he's getting people
to follow him.
Yeah, to send him a friend's request and whatever. But they're directly associated with him, not himself.
All right, Bubba.
Yeah, it's 20 minutes. I'll do that. No, hang on a minute. Just put it here.
So can I turn it off now?
Yeah. No.
No.
Yeah, because once this has gone in. Baby.
Yo.
I need this microwaving, please.
What's that?
Yeah.
You want it running?
Hang on.
Oh.
It needs that's 500 grams of jam and the almond going in. But yeah, it seems that way, Bria, that is getting other people involved. You know what I mean?
Well, fully deny it.
But yeah, you see, he's probably thinking he's smart and it's not going to come back on him. He thinks he's smart. But Callum knows who he hangs about with and who, you know. So, but I don't know whether he blocked this lad on all his social medias. So obviously, because he's blocked, he's getting somebody else to do it for him. I don't know, partners. But best thing about it is, he were basically, the way he were talking, she was his property. They weren't even boyfriend and girlfriend. Hence, he'd introduced our Callum and this girl.
I don't know how much one's going on another 20 seconds or what?
Yeah, there is a lot.
20 seconds.
Yeah. But yeah, it was him that introduced our Callum to this girl in the first place. So, and then because they were chaotic. I think batteries is going in that. It's feeling a bit sorry for itself. Puh. Well, I can tell you something, Crypto. We are Callum don't feel the same way.
Good.
Yeah, that'll do.
Should that microwave.
So yeah, this is. Oh God, I forgot to.
Oh crap!
Oh crap! What?
I've not been this getting second tablet. Biscuit! You want this? Come on.
Well, I think basically when Callum is like basically put a complaint in about the college because he's not done anything about it. So basically he's put a complaint in about the actual college, saying that he feels like everything's being swept under the carpet, blah blah blah. Oh, it's a bit hot. It is, it's just come out the oven. So yeah, it's a bit of a situation. You see, same as I said to our Callum, I says, don't let it stress you out. I says, one way or other, I says, we'll get it sorted. I says, even if we have to go to the police about it. Innit?
Yep.
Sticky fingers then. I think it says after this has gone on, baby.
Yeah.
It says bake for 20 to 25 minutes until golden brown. It's raspberry jam, actually, Bria.
Raspberry. Should be strawberry.
But yeah, I did contemplate for doing it with
I don't care. What?
I did contemplate doing it with strawberry jam, but I thought How's it going, chaotic? Hope you're good. Yeah, 500. It's well, that's what went into this Brie natural yogurt, fat-free natural yogurt. Oh God, I can imagine. So that's that. Maybe.
Huh?
That's that.
You won't go in again?
Yeah. Now that's got to go back in the oven for about, it says between 20 and 25 minutes. So I'd say we'd do 20 minutes. So it's not too bad. Yeah.
A t-shirt. Are we ready? No, back.
Just,
in.
baby, just a minute.
What? Hold on.
Hold that while I put this glaze in. Just hold the bag for me. Look at that for an assistant. Takes his job very seriously.
Looks a bit dodgy, that.
I can't really see because you're opposite side.
I thought it got long.
No, he's holding on to it for dear life, thinking it's got. Oh, I've snipped a hole in the bottom, but I haven't, not yet. So yeah, well, can't wait to try these though. I haven't snipped end off yet. Oh dear. Tommy says she's blue Peter badge.
Hey, I don't want to know.
I've got a production line going here. So yeah, this is just the glaze on top. Oh dear, I'm not that clever, Tommy. I'll have to make him one. So I'm going back to the first ones because there's still a bit left. You know what they say, waste not, want not. Ooh, that's dripping all over me. Squeezing every last drop out of it, and there we go. So we've just got to wait for the dripped it on all. Sorry, Richard, I dripped it on your arm.
That's our disposable piping bags.
See it? Just chuck it away. Hey, oh, I'll tell you something, Tommy. I bought, I think I've got about 100 of them, right? And I've even got like the extra large piping nozzles and the connector things to them. I can't be doing with faffing about with the little ones. So yeah, I'll never run out of disposable piping bags. Right. Thank you, Crypto. I'm just gonna put the link in for anybody that wants to come up on the panel. I know others, that thing's still in oven, but anyway, I can show you afterwards. So we've more or less finished. So there you go. I haven't got a clue as to what I'm making next week or we making next week. I haven't got a Scooby-Doo. So but any suggestions? You know what I mean? Any suggestions? I don't. I still want.
Hi, Jeanette. Right, listen. I know you don't like to football. Chris knows to play on Thursday. Yeah. To play at Bristol on Thursday. Sky Sports. Yeah. He's already got it.
Yeah.
The following Monday after at Sheffield.
Ah. Yeah. You said Monday, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, he told me Tuesday.
Well, that's what the all said on Facebook before.
Oh, don't believe fucking Facebook bollocks.
But yeah, because I says to him, I says, oh, well, if it's a Tuesday, then I'll either have to duck bacon on a Monday or a Wednesday.
So Chris knows to play Thursday.
Yeah, they're playing at Bristol on Thursday.
And they'll play the following Monday.
Yeah, down at Bramall Lane.
Yeah, Bramall Lane. I heard what you saying tonight, Jeanette, love, about Callum.
Yeah. It's a difficult situation, Stuart.
I know.
It's a difficult situation because he does suffer from severe anxiety, and it's going to him and going to him. And then things didn't matters any better when that lad got stabbed.
Yeah, I know. And then pushing him, shoving him on Friday.
So, I mean, up until not last Friday, it was Friday before, because they went into college last Friday. Up until then, it had just been verbal. Yeah. But he were waiting for him outside his classroom, and the minute that Callum come out, he sort of like
pushed him,
barged him past him. Yeah. The same as I said to Callum, you don't know if he'd got a knife or anything. But
then, like I've been reading comments tonight, yeah? Reading the police. If they are Doncaster police, then I won't fucking bother. Because I'll tell you what, what the police do, what will police do, Jeanette? What will they do? Oh, well, the best.
Well, you see, the thing that's scaring our Callum, Stuart, is he's done nothing wrong. He's had to give college up.
Yeah.
Because of this lad. And he's still going to college, still doing his lessons.
Exactly. So
you know what I mean?
That is wrong. It's all wrong. But like I was saying, like we talked tonight, Jeanette, in Otty Baker, you said, obviously Baker, you were going to explain. And I'm listening, wow. And obviously Christian's gone up to the college, all that, and what? And he couldn't smoke. What? No smoking area.
This is the thing. It was the way that this guy were defining school in college.
Yeah.
And he says something about lift. That's according to this guy, that's off college campus, right? So Chris says, right, in that case, then he says, I'm lighting a fag up.
You got security guards coming out saying,
and then security guard nearly broke his neck.
Exactly.
He says, well, go and tell him that then, because he's just told me this is not college grounds.
Exactly. Oh, I tell you. These days, you don't use it. It's can't know with me.
But yeah, and Chris turned round to me, Stuart, and he says, "It's a good job you didn't cut."
No, yeah, I laughed at that. I actually laughed at that, right? Because you did it, right? My dad was always saying to him, when our men was getting trouble or I was getting trouble, I'm glad you're not there because you would have told the fucking straight.
Yeah. And that's exactly what Chris said to me. He says, it's a good job you didn't go. I says, well, I'd have told him what I thought.
Exactly.
And he says, I had to bite my lip. Callum were biting his lip. And he more or less called our Callum a liar. He says, well, I can't remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
He says, I did. And that got... yeah, exactly, Partners. I think that's what it is. He thinks nobody's going to do out about it.
Exactly. Yeah, but you shouldn't have to. I mean,
But according to this Chris, he's had a word with him.
Oh, of course he has, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a bit brown.
That's probably why he barged into him, because he knows that our Callum's had a word with this Chris, and that's why he's had a word with him. So things has become physical because...
we can't slag him off, because if we slag him off, we're racist. It's been a tossed too fucking long.
But this is what I'm saying, Stuart. It's a fact. There's only Callum and this other woman.
Yeah, you were saying.
White.
Yeah, white. Rest of, yeah.
And I mean, I'll leave it at that. But you know what I mean? It's same as Chris says, if it were other way around, they'd play racist card.
Oh, yeah, of course would. And Callum would get in trouble for doing it. Callum all this and all that. You should not be getting stalked on social media. That is wrong. But then,
so now Callum's got to go out and try and find a job now because he's not got college, so he's got no means of,
Got to that college over there. What was it? Was it that two colleges that Chris showed me when he first went to? That was coming down the road.
Partners.
Yeah.
He says ethnicity has nothing to do with it. But yeah, you know what I mean? I just thought I'd state that fact that, yeah, Callum and this woman are the only 2 white people in his class.
Oh.
You see, what did, I mean, it were perfectly fine because it's on Granville Road, right? And it was a 10-minute walk from here, Stuart.
Chris, when I come to your house today, Chris told me that one, he said, Callum walk 10 minutes away, they moved him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the side of bloody.
They were perfectly fine when he were down there. He were happy to walk it down there, walk it back, except for when it were raining. Obviously, Chris used to come pick him up then. They were perfectly fine, never had a problem, nothing. And it's all been since they moved him.
So they don't care, do they?
But yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
It's just me.
You're a mother. You know, it's just
it's just me offloading, thinking, well, you know, I need some advice. What do you think I should do? But anyway, this is the thing. He's gone even higher up, and he's gone to the main complaints department of the college.
And what they said?
And basically, he got a response straight away.
What it says, like,
so basically, they're going to look at it, you know, when it told them everything. It told them everything, what had gone off, when it started, blah, 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 you know, and it's basically got a response straight away saying, leave it with us. We'll look into it. We'll look into it.
We'll leave it to that, isn't it? See what's on saying it.
And I said to Chris as well.
It's like you said, Jeanette, yeah? The apple that poor kid got, you know, stabbed in Sheffield.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You can't.
I mean, that could easily have been our Callum.
Exactly.
It could easily have been Callum. But, and that's the thing that scares us.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
You know, and of course this Chris turned around and said, oh, well, no, like that'll happen here. You don't know that. You can't say it won't happen there.
Yeah, we spoke about this a few months ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we spoke about it a few months ago, me and you. And I'm like, so see what happens now then? If it don't work out, then I don't.
Yeah. I says to Callum, I says, see what they do about it. If they don't do nothing, we'll get police involved.
Yeah. This whole place will do something. Because like these idiots over there get half a chocolate on a card to come out 5 days after.
Huh.
Crime number. You get a window smash to go crime number. Don't get crime numbers over here.
Hi, Gary. Time to call this.
Oh, Gary's on. Hello, Stu. Not secret. I can't spell your name.
Where's Richard? Are you watching, Richard?
I don't know where Richard is.
He did come in. He said hello to everybody.
Yeah, earlier. I think when Richard came into it. Go back. Oh, it's a while ago, right?
Got a bally on, go to their front. What? Yeah. But you see, then it's a Beals that's in wrong, Gary. Beals that's in wrong. Callum's done everything by the book, and we're still going to do everything by the book. Yeah. And I were only saying to Chris earlier on, basically, it could get a restraining order, and we can't contact him in any way, shape, or form. Mind you, he's getting others to do his dirty work for him.
Oh, correct. Well, it is,
on social media.
Whatever. There's social media. Oh, see that guy there, yeah. See that guy there, yeah. See that guy there, yeah. You know, it's social media, isn't it? It goes round, doesn't it, all the time?
That's it.
Oh, that.
Hi, Top Shooter. How are you? It's
But you know something though, Jeanette, I think that they should fucking discriminate this bunch, you know, this discrimination, banter.
I mean, this is the thing. This is the thing. I mean, you've met our Callum.
Oh, lovely lad. Can't
And
make that.
it wouldn't hurt to
wouldn't
fly, our Callum.
Fly, Callum. What a lovely lad he is. And like you, Jeanette, you're a lovely woman. And your husband, you know Chris, yeah?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I am what I am. You know?
It's like this, you know, it's how can I put it? It breaks your heart that he's having to go through it and have severe anxiety as well.
Exactly. Don't help. Don't bloody help.
Oh.
I mean, bloody hell,
Yeah,
Callum
Portness met our Callum as well.
I mean, Callum goes on TikTok. Every time I see Callum on TikTok, he's probably dad with a job.
But this is the thing, you know what I mean? If I think they're trying to scare him now from going on Instagram and TikTok and things like that. Yeah. I think they're sort of trying to bully him off for everything. You know, they're not, you know, they're not, what's it, as he's gone off college. He's gone out of college. They want to hand him on social media.
Social media. You know, Chris, what to do? Block everybody you don't even know.
That's what Chris says. He says if anybody says or does anything, Callum, he says just block them.
Block them. Just block them. Don't report them. Just block them. Knob.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Report. See ya. And that's why, I mean, it's like Kathleen. She's the same. Other week, someone up there went, who's he? Went, what do you mean, who's he? He's American, Kathleen. I said, who's in America? But nobody would block him, ignore it. Block him, ignore it.
So I'm laughing at something Gary sent me.
Repair the fence. Repairing the fence.
Yeah, he's just sent me a thing. Yeah, that's good, Gary. That made me laugh.
Oh,
but yeah, it's it. You see, I don't want.
Wobbly.
Hey,
Wobbly.
What jams underneath? What? I'd get it a bit longer.
Yeah.
That looks nice, that, you know.
Shame you're not having none.
Really? I can't know that. Fucking diabetes. Scroll that, try some of that.
Well, how long do you reckon? Baby. Hey?
5 minutes.
I'll do it 3. I'll do it in between.
You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Another
first one.
No, just these here.
Just them there.
But you see, you know what I mean? He's gone about it the right way, Tommy. And if the police are involved, they've got to hand over
fuck off
everything, all complaints Callum's made, everything. See you later, Jason.
See you, Jason.
So they've got it documented.
In here for me, darling. We're after.
You know, and but this made me angry. The fact when he introduced Callum to this girl in first place, they were talking as friends, and then he had a strop on because our Callum was talking to her.
What are you talking about? Oh, sorry. What are you talking about?
And he wanted to see our Callum's phone to see messages that they'd sent each other.
I'd have said, do one.
I just said, you can shove it up your...
Well, looking at my messages, not looking at my phone.
Shine. Yeah.
We're trying to control him.
Show me the messages. What you know what I mean?
You can.
No clock at my phone because I've got a fingerprint. Don't know what finger it is.
Middle one.
Oh, left one. Could be the thumb. Could be the little finger. Never know, do you? Left hand or right hand?
Do you need drying or something?
I'm
gonna pop on a plate.
Yeah, I'm gonna say put them on a plate. But yeah, if no, it's done this time. I mean, he's gone to this Chris, which is Ed. I don't know whether he's Ed at Old College or whether he's just edit or department or whatever. And he gave Callum a an email that supposedly, is superior.
Yeah.
Never had. He hadn't even bothered replying.
An honest and immediate response. There is
honest and immediate response. Yeah.
They'll say we can't get in touch because it's back on the Monday.
But I says when he says, "Oh, I've took my time out on a bank holiday."
Not on a Saturday night.
It was a Saturday.
Saturday night. Well, no, I thought you opened your emails on a Saturday.
And I says, to Callum, how long does it take to respond to an email?
Exactly.
A minute, minute and a half. So, yeah, he's took time out to respond to an email that it took him about a minute and a half to respond to.
We'll sort it.
Gary says a Glasgow kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give a Glasgow kiss. Fucking straight then.
Your 360 frog splash.
Frog splash.
Frog splash.
Oh.
It says device not connected.
What?
Top shooter. But yeah.
Oh.
Camera away.
But don't matter.
I'll be looking back though. I can't find me, You know when you first came on? The bit?
I won't put it on any longer.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Turn it off.
Yeah. Pass me oven gloves. But yeah. He's one of these that, couldn't give a jack shit. That's...
Oh, yeah.
No, that's it. Oh, Jeanette, that looks nice, that. You put some salt to me?
Stuart says, can you send half on it to me?
I would, but it might get lost in transit.
You get lost in fucking post, that post will eat it. Up way home.
Not even get to the post box.
We won't, yeah.
Did you have a problem? Oh, turned his camera off now.
There we go.
We'll get it sorted one way or other.
Yeah, that's it, Jeanette. But it's not going to college. It's not going to nothing because of the mark college. But
not going to let it drop.
No.
That is for certain.
No, don't blame you. Don't blame you. I wouldn't either.
See, that's what I think the college is hoping, that we drop it.
See, Jeanette, right? I mean, me, I was thick as fuck at school, yeah? But those in city, I don't care about school, right? But with college, if you're thick at school, you can go to college. You're not qualified to go to college. You need GCSE, A-levels, bollocks and all this crap, yeah? Nowadays, you don't have to have nothing. You get sent to college.
Well, we got
All you get is that. Verbal abuse because you're a bit stupid in the head. You make this, you make that. And that's all it's about college, yeah? Remember that
I
hear top shooter.
No, I've never seen it, that's why I asked. I've never seen it, that's why I asked.
Remember that, Jeanette, that young lady was talking like that, and her nephew?
Yeah.
He went to college, he was the same. He got gypsies, put him outside because of the boxer. We up in Calais, the boxer, they started picking us in college. You know what John says? Try and beat him up outside. He knocked them all, yeah? Pinned them all. You know what John said to him? I'm leaving college. And he said, I said to him, like you to me tonight, outside the college, not a responsibility in the ground or whatever. In the ground, not a responsibility. He went like, sorry, left. But was it, he was normal, normal guy.
It's another case of being pushed out.
Oh, yeah. Another case of being picked on. And harassed. Oh, and Callum, bloody hell. He wasn't a bloody flyer, was he? Bless him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and same as Tommy says, you don't fight fire with fire. You know what I mean?
No, that's it.
And same as I said.
One minute, Jeanette. Carl. Oh, fuck, I'll just go upstairs. Got me a faggot, but no ashtray.
It's basically he's in college, going about his business,
and then he's getting harassed,
and then Callum, and Callum's had to pack both of them in.
Yeah, which shouldn't happen.
He can still do his exams, though.
Oh, he can still do his exams, though. Chris has just said.
Oh yeah, we know. Send him to his house.
What's he going to be doing? Waiting outside thing when he's done his exams?
And he goes home. Twat goes home, and that's it. He's going to nail loader.
Chris has just said. He says if he does. Okie dokie then. But yeah. Chris has just said if he does go in for his exams, he says I'm going in with him.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, wait outside. Outside, you can't go into the exam room, but you can stand outside the exam room or sit in a chair and wait till it's done them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's nowhere to go in that exam room when he's done exams because they're not allowed. Only him and the teacher or whatever. Oh, I tell you, Jeanette, this world is absolutely fucked up. It's absolutely fucking bollocks.
I bet Richard's in bed.
Something like
that. I'm not going to go on for much longer anyway because it's 20 past.
No, Jeanette. I have to come on lunch tonight. We put Lincoln along there. Talk to you.
Yeah.
You know about Callum, because you told me so while about Callum. You know what I mean? You know, a while ago. And I'll tell you what, Jeanette, my fucking bones ache today. I've done my backyard. It's like fucking
name and shame him on the net.
Yeah.
Is that kind of lad, Gary? It won't bother him.
No, because in it, just slack him off. Just slack him off. Again and again and again.
If let's say, for instance, Callum goes in to do his exams and he's waiting outside, Chris will be outside and he can document it with his phone.
Exactly. Oh, what are you doing like?
He says, I'll document it all right with my fist.
Exactly, Chris. I don't blame you, pal. You're a Chef Wednesday fan. Get on Chef, yeah? Fuck looking Wednesday. Get on Sheffield Wednesday fan. At the same time.
Did you see that? Did you see that? I know I'm going back to football. Did you see that? What's it for Chris Basham? Testimonial.
Yeah.
It were emotional, weren't it? Because he come out with a Bulldog shirt, holding it up.
Yeah. I tell you what, right? I watched Leeds. Obviously, I'm going to watch Leeds. And Chelsea United will play at the same time because they're playing half, for fuck's sake. And I thought, Burnley won. I thought, fuck's sake, Burnley. What were they playing with Coventry, wasn't it? I went, fucking score, man. Fucking score. Fucking score. You dickheads. They won. And with Sheffield United won, obviously, they won.
Yeah.
I thought, well, Burnley's fucking hard. I'll tell you what, right?
Yeah, they were at the same points, but you've got goal difference. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night, and I shall see you on Saturday.
You will.
See you, everybody, and thank you for being so understanding about this thing with Callum, and thank you for your input. Yeah. So I'll see you all on the next one, guys. Bye.